Hi, I'd love to introduce Sarah Hout. She is an artist from Columbus, Ohio, and she has taken to heart this mission and vision that we have to create a memorial, a hero's path with a memorial to the passengers killed on Flight 629, as well as a huge tribute to all the heroes in Weld County who gathered around that night, that fatal night on November 1st, 1955, when Flight 629 was exploded.
Hello, thank you for your time. So this is a mock-up that I did, as Marianne said, based on all of the different ideas and concepts that were put out onto the table during various committee meetings that this group has had together. We are at the site of the future Central Park here in Firestone and checking out the beautiful property and considering it as we are just reviewing the design that I created before even seeing the space. This is kind of the overall view. I have 3 different mock-ups that I did kind of with proposed phases of this project, but I'll just stick with the overall view. One of the major things that people brought up and that I loved is making sure that the park on a whole is very kind of organic and fluid in the way that you move through it. We want to create a space that is enjoyable to, you know, walk through and to create spaces that are meditative, create spaces that provoke you to learn if you don't know the history, but also to commemorate, you know, people who were involved in the tragedy of Flight 629. So on this map, the star is a proposed entrance. In this situation, being on site, it could be from the library parking lot. I feel like that would be conducive to traffic overall. And then the walking path begins. So Hero's Path is going to wind around. It's going to take you into 3 spaces. So the first destination of the Hero's Path would be to the memorial specifically for the victims of Flight 629. Along the pathway, we imagine markers that are similar to the path right here by the library. They kind of tell you some of the history, including a QR code that people can scan, you know, where people who were actually there during that time can give their testimony, tell their story, make it interactive. There would be benches along the way as well. So in this map, the red squares are the markers, the black rectangles are benches. I do imagine, you know, quite a bit of landscaping along the way, so you're not just sitting in the hot blazing sun, hopefully. But along the way, you would learn about the history of what led up to Flight 629. So then in this circular space here, where the memorial would be, I imagine first of all, the space would be a round space, benches kind of around it. I imagined maybe cypress trees, something that grows tall and creates a very private space. So within that space, the memorial, I imagine having a water feature to it so that you hear the sound of water, which is also meditative. On the memorial, we would have the names of those who were killed. And then, yeah, we just wanted to create an environment that feels very meditative and prayerful, and a place where you really can honor the people who were involved. It could be a place of healing. That's the goal, a place of healing. The pathway leads you towards the tribute towards Weld County. And along that pathway then, I imagine more markers and benches in similar fashion as the beginning of the Hero's Path. But along here, it's talking more about what the community did to come together and to you know, rally together in unity. And then it leads you to a larger open space, kind of curved shape, represents a wall that's probably 10 feet tall, something large, probably 40 feet long, somewhere in there. So it's curved in its overall shape this way, but I imagine it kind of also maybe has a strange shape on top, just something very interesting visually. And on that wall is where we imagine a mural could be painted as a tribute to those who came together, the heroes of the county.
Yeah, recognizing the farmers that came out,
Yeah.
the teenagers that came out, the baseball team
Yeah.
that stopped what they were doing. There were ambulances eventually. The FBI was on the scene. The courage and the bravery of the citizens surrounding Weld County who saw the plane explode, who dropped what they were doing,
Yeah.
and they labored all through the night and into the days and weeks ahead. And that's what the mural, we hope, will depict.
Yeah.
Those people, because they can inspire current and future generations to step up to the bat and be the heroes in their own community,
Yeah.
to continue on the tradition that Weld County has. And this story needs to be told, both the history, the passengers, honoring the passengers. There's nothing done after all these years. The 70th anniversary is coming up, but the greater picture is the unsung heroes across Weld County and projecting into unsung heroes across America.
Yeah, so I imagine kind of a third place out here. These circles represent potential sculptures that honor unsung heroes from different situations around the nation. So that's the national element of this that we hope to, to honor. One more thing within this area, this starburst sun shape, I imagine that being as a mosaic. It could be just a beautiful place for a large ground mosaic. A thought I had was that the mosaic could be created by items that people from the community actually bring to the site. That whoever the artist is can form into something really beautiful. I felt like that could be a really great just way to engage the community again and remind them of their history, but it also just represents like what the people did 70 years ago. They came together, they brought their resources, they brought what they had to the table to turn ashes into beauty. So that's kind of what mosaics are. They're all these broken pieces. You put all the broken pieces together and something beautiful comes out of it. So there would be pathways that go off from this section, out to the sculpture, potential sculpture garden area for the unsung heroes, and then path that kind of brings you back to the entrance. So that's an overview.
Wow. Did you know that Meade, the Town Hall of Meade, has a bucket full of plane debris that was still being tilled up until the pandemic, and a farmer delivered these pieces of the airplane that were still being plowed up, gave them to Meade Town Hall. And what do you think about incorporating them somehow into the mosaic?
I think that's a brilliant
or into the monument
idea.
somehow, or something.
Yeah, it could be everything from people who have had recently no connection with it, who are learning about it for the first time, bringing maybe a dish or something that could be broken and put into the mosaic. There's lots of different things that could be incorporated, but I love that for sure, bringing pieces of the plane. So, yeah. So anyways, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for visualizing and imagining and dreaming with us and considering this project.